Most fires are on the increase during festive seasons. To help us understand and avoid these fires, we have on the line Head of Public Relations at the Ghana National Fire Service, DO2 Desmond Aka. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We are heading towards the festivity. We are looking at Easter from tomorrow through to Monday. What are some of the preparations that we should look up to ahead of the festivities?
Well, let me say a very good morning to your cherished listeners. We all know that Easter is a sacred moment where families meet, reflect, and then rejoice based on the festivities. And tomorrow, we're going to be ushered into the festivity proper. And therefore, in as much as we would meet as families to make merry and renew our strength and our faith. We should also not forget the fact that during times like this, there could be painful patterns of fire outbreaks and other life-threatening situations that can shatter our hopes and our dreams, our livelihood, and even our lives, especially during this time of the season of the year. And therefore, we would want to remind everyone, whether you are a homeowner, whether you work at an institution, to be very cautious and then ensure that we put in place adequate measures to avoid these preventable fires. And I want to take this opportunity to remind all Ghanaians that many of these fires have been caused by negligence, electrical faults, misuse of electricity, and then electrical appliances, gas leakages, unattended cooking, and then misuse of naked flame in by way of utilizing wrongfully mosquito coils, placing matches in the hands of young ones, and then non-adherence to basic fire safety protocols on our premises. And this season presents a unique opportunity for us all to help break this cycle of fire and other life-threatening tragedies that would await us. We should also be in the position to choose vigilance over carelessness, prevention over regret, and then life over losses. As a dedicated fire service and rescue service in particular, we are prepared and committed to keep the entire country safe from fire and other life-threatening emergencies. So what we are doing in particular for this reason is that we are making sure that our personnel and our appliances are standby 24/7. And we are readying all these resources in such a way that we could respond to fires and related life-threatening emergencies promptly. And by way of doing this, we are going to intensify fire safety educational campaigns across our homes, our institutions, our commercial centers, our transport terminals, event grounds, as well as the various worship centers where there will be conventions and other religious gatherings. Again, our safety inspectorate team and task forces would also conduct unannounced visits to public spaces and event grounds to assess compliance with fire safety protocols.
All right.
And then also, we are making available all fire fighting equipment and then appliances ready in such a way that we could respond to any available emergency that comes on us.
Okay,
We want to assure the general public that We will continue with our market patrols and then inspections in public places in such a way that we will keep our markets and our products safe. We are also reiterating the fact that we are going to work closely with our major and key stakeholders to raise awareness, especially on road safety, which also takes a lot of life, especially around this time of year, so that we can deal with fatalities and then reduce crashes that occur on our highways. We are also going to take advantage of our social media platforms to share contemporary fire safety tips and similar safety tips, just by way of reminding ourselves of the need to remain safety conscious. And then to prevent fire outbreaks and road tragedies in this particular season, we would want to offer the following tips: that anytime we are leaving our premises, we should ensure that all our electrical appliances, which will not be in use and which will not also add any value to our life, must be put off and then unplugged. And then we should also avoid indiscriminate burning of refuse around our premises and our workplaces to ensure that no unwanted or undesired factors do not occur. And then again, we should also do periodic inspection of our electrical installation and equipment to ensure that they are of good standard and in good standing to be able to perform the task that they are designed to. Again, we want to urge the general public to not overload their electrical socket and then leave open flames unattended. When they do this, it goes a long way to prevent these preventable fires from occurring. And then also, we know that around this time of the year, a lot of families will meet and then do a lot of cooking. Okay. So in the kitchen, if we are tired, we should not even go there to begin to cook. And then also, we should ensure that when we are cooking, whether we are using an electrical means or a gas stove or just by means of firewood, we should do it under proper supervision. We should also check our gas cylinder, stove, and electrical wiring regularly, especially in our homes and our workplaces, and also be cautious on our roads. Avoid tendencies such as overspeeding, fatigue, and drunk driving, and ensure that we should keep our exits clear from any obstruction, especially in our workplaces and our homes. Once we are able to do this, and then stop thanking the Ghana National Fire Service, and by way of taking advantage of our emergency line to report fires and related emergencies on time on our emergency number 112-192, we would make this particular Easter period a free one, and then an incident-free period where all of us will have our peace to go about our normal. So to conclude, I would want to urge Ghanaians that we all stay alert, we all stay safe, and then save a life by way of gifting our loved ones portable fire extinguishers and smoke alarms, so as to be able to save what matters most to us, that is their life, when it matters most.
Thank you so much, DO2 Desmond Aka, for the safety tips and telling us about the preparations that the Ghana National Fire Service has put in place so far to protect us during these festivities.